finally decided on a curriculum that I'm going to use this year for my girls who are 3 and 4. So Eliana is 4. She's on the kindergarten level primarily, and in certain areas she's on the first grade level. So I wanted to find a curriculum that was number one and not super expensive, because of course at this age we're still mainly play-based and we're learning through everyday experiences, but I wanted something with a little more structure. So up until now, I've just pretty much gone with the flow. I've purchased grade level workbooks. I've read blog posts on, what your child should know by 2, 3, 4. And I also just followed their interests. And once I see they've mastered something, I just moved on to something a little more challenging. So for this year, the main guide I'll be using for Eliana is The Good and the Beautiful, both the language arts and math. And the reason why is because it's a free homeschool curriculum if you print it off yourself. They do offer the printed version, but I have a printer, so I just been printing out different lessons. So we already have started. We're probably on like lesson 20 right now. I do think that we'll be finished early in terms of the year. So The Good and the Beautiful for our main guide for Eliana thus far. I also have other resources that I'm about to share, but just in terms of what I'm using for the pre-K curriculum. So I think it was last year sometimes I did a search for like free pre-K homeschool curriculums or whatever. And I don't really know how and why what I chose, but I did download the Bridgeway Academy pre-K curriculum, which is free. It's a 32-week exploratory learning curriculum that's themed each week. So this is very up to my standards because I wanted something fun. I had trouble coming up with themes, and this book lays out everything you need. So if you see here, there are themes for each week, and I think it goes up to 160 days. So a few of the themes include like All About Me, Fruits and Vegetables, Fall, Shapes, Transportation, Community Helper, the 5 Senses, Construction, Bugs, Friends, Dental Health, things like that. So these are really important for this to be a free curriculum. When I first learned about it and signed up for it last year, materials that you would need, the books that you would need, and other things, I think it's perfect. So I am bridging the gap between the two of my girls, and I'm going to do the theme lessons for both of them, and then depending on what they offer and what they're telling you to do for the pre-K curriculum, I'm just going to couple that with the other resources that I have for Eliana, who's on the kindergarten level. So first, I did mention this in my other video, and I'll link that below. But we have been working on some geography, just because she's into the states and the continents and things like that, and so I just wanted to give her a better foundation. This isn't something we work on every day, but when she does work on it, she do 2 to 3 pages because it's just a simple 2 to 3 questions or whatever. So it is asking about location and things like that. So she really enjoys it. It's a black and white book. It's not super perfect, but it works, and she's not overwhelmed. So that's the key. As far as workbooks that aligns with like the Common Core standards and state standards and things like that, I am using the TinkerActive workbooks, and I absolutely love these. I talked about these in my last video too, because with TinkerActive, of course, this is what it looks like. It's a workbook, but it's a hands-on workbook. So for each lesson, it's a hands-on activity. So it's requiring them to think outside the box. It's requiring them to use their hands to think about the things around them and things like that. So I absolutely love these books because they're challenging and they're hands-on. And my girls absolutely love to do things with their hands. So I chose the pre-K science one. I also have the math kindergarten workbook. And here's another one where they have to glue pasta to make a number 24. You're using beads to make a necklace. And so these are all the things I know the girls will enjoy. So that's that. TinkerActive. I also purchased the English one, so we can work on that. And I also got the kindergarten science one. So science isn't something that I'm really stressing this year because we do learn on the go. We cook in the kitchen a lot. We bake a lot. We do a lot of experiments, and we also outside of nature, we're looking at trees and leaves and rocks and things like that. So we do like mini studies on our own without like books. And I also have the experiment books. And the last thing I did, which was probably the most important, I think, in my opinion, is I printed off the kindergarten state standards for English and math. So of course that covers reading, writing. As far as handwriting goes, I don't have a specific curriculum because I don't think that's necessary. However, I do have different workbooks that, you know, kind of teach you how to form the different letters. I have her work on at least a letter or a number a day. Sometimes it really depends on what she's trying to do, and this is Eliana I'm talking about. For Keziah, it's mainly play-based. Obviously she wants to do what her sister wants to do, so typically I'll pair something together for both of them, whether it's review for Eliana or whether it's just something I want Keziah to get exposed to. Say they sometimes do the same activity, although they're 18 months apart, but you know, they want to be included, both of them. So for handwriting, I do have Keziah doing the same thing. I definitely is doing her own thing, and she's doing it pretty well. So Eliana does know how to read already, so we're definitely using the Bob books again for Eliana and Keziah. We haven't reached up to the first grade level just yet because I haven't been consistent with it, so she's probably ready for those. That's all I'm using, y'all. The Bridgeway Homeschool curriculum for pre-K. I'm using the Good and the Beautiful for kindergarten, and I'm using the TinkerActive to add a bit of fun, hands-on lessons. I have a lot of math manipulatives that I can show in my next video if you're interested, but that's about all I'm using, guys.